Morning guys, happy Monday morning, and wow, what a morning it is. It's just blue skies and yeah, very little else outside, which is fantastic. But obviously can be uncomfortable, and obviously the more uncomfortable you feel in your home, the more likely you feel like you're going to be uncomfortable if you come out for a run or a walk with the club or just by yourself. So I want to do this quick video on things you can do to feel more comfortable when you are heading out. And really that starts from well before you step out the door. I personally have 5 or 6 1-litre juice bottles in the fridge full of water, and I basically just refill those as I finish them throughout the day. I would be encouraging you to aim to finish 1 litre before 9 a.m. And that's a couple of pints of cold water straight out of the fridge. Cold water is so much nicer than water out of the tap. It's out of the tap, but it's just cold. And if you haven't, I'm sure you've all tried cold water before. It does make a massive difference. I know a lot of people say they don't like water, they need juice. Juice is all right, but you've got to water it down to make it any beneficial use for hydration. But anyway, so that should just be a habit you've got to develop through summer. Ideally 4 litres a day would be fantastic. If you've got the first one out of the way by 9 a.m, you can see how it's not going to be that hard to do another 3 litres over the rest of the day, especially if you're going out and sweating buckets with a walk or run. And one of those litres should be taken with you to the session. So it's straight out the fridge into the car. You're sipping it as you go. I know you're going to need to go to the loo more, but is that really a big deal? And obviously it's important that you, if you need to, you plan that into your walk. I know if you're with the club, you won't necessarily be able to stop for a wee, but I just really think that this is a small price to pay to feeling good through summer, and most importantly, getting out and doing the exercise that you need. I mean, it's due to be like this all week. If you're not going to take on some heat during some outdoor exercise, are you really not going to exercise for the week? I mean, exercising indoors, is that going to be any better? You've got to do what you can to get out and exercise in the heat. When you arrive for your walk or run, if you are feeling hot, maybe just tip some water into your hand, splash it over through your hair. That's going to, your hair can store, if you've got enough hair, can store the water, which will feed to you throughout the walk, or at least through the first half of the walk. I don't necessarily recommend running or walking with water. Obviously, it's not as big a deal if you're walking, but I think it's good for us to teach our body to exercise without having to carry water, because otherwise we can start to develop a bit of a crutch. And yes, by the end of the run, if not halfway through the run, your mouth's going to be feeling dry. If you're running with the club or walking with the club, you're not going to have the opportunity to loop back halfway and have a quick sip of water, which is what I would do if I was doing my own run, from home. But it's good for your body to experience exercising in the heat in a hydrated state. Okay, if you are well hydrated before your exercise, you're not going to dehydrate within the run or the walk. You are going to lose water, and potentially a litre or more, but you're going to bring that straight back into your body as soon as you finish the session, and that's going to have you feeling great again. And just remember that the best runners in the world are from very hot climates. Okay, exercising in the heat is not bad for you. Being dehydrated is bad for you, but we can prevent that with taking on water. And that's it really. Another big one actually is what you wear. Okay, the more skin you expose to the air, the more the water, the sweat is going to evaporate from your skin, and the more that's going to cool you down. That is your body's natural cooling system. So this is not the time to cover up. You want your skin to be able to breathe. Obviously, light materials, unlike cotton, will allow heat to escape out of your garments a lot easier, and therefore cool you down more than a cotton t-shirt or something else which is quite heavy. And just understand that the more you train in the heat, the more your body will adapt to training in the heat. Okay, it will adapt positively as long as you stay safe. You keep yourself hydrated. Your body will stop feeling such discomfort from exercising in the heat. Yes, you need to reduce the intensity of that exercise. So if you're walking or running, then that's obviously just decreasing the speed that you're expecting of yourself. Don't expect to be able to run or walk at the same speed that you normally would on a mild day if you are in this sort of temperature. That's fine, and it's just like walking into the wind for an hour or running into the wind for an hour. The heat has that effect. It does make the intensity higher, but your body will adapt to that, and actually that's a benefit that you can have from exercising in the heat that you can't get from exercising in the cold. You don't have to put the same level of physical stress through your joints and muscles when you run or exercise in the heat, because you can't afford to do that, because it will just destroy you too early in the workout. So there are loads of benefits to exercising in the heat, not least that after the exercise, your body's going to make adaptations, and it's going to make life in summer easier for you regardless of exercise. So when you're just living your normal life, when you're going to bed at night and it's still really hot, your body, because you've exposed it to the heat during the day, and especially if you do it regularly, your body will adapt to it. How else do people survive in these extraordinarily hot countries? Their body adapts to the temperature, adapts to the climate, and you can do the same. All right, and it means that come September, October, especially if you're taking on a big walking event or running event, and maybe the temperatures have started to dip, all of a sudden you're like superhuman. You've adapted to exercising in the heat at an intensity which has slowly risen as you've taken on more and more sessions in the heat. And now the temperature's dropped, come September, October, you're going to feel amazing, because you don't have that headwind anymore. You don't have the heat suppressing your body, lifting the intensity, and you're going to be surprised at what you can actually achieve because you've kept exercising through summer. All right, I've gone on enough. Hopefully you get the point. Come to training. Come and catch up with your mates. Stick around afterwards. Get that social interaction that you want. Just come to runs and do your own walks in between runs. If you're a runner, and obviously if you're a walker, try and get outside every day. Take it on. It doesn't have to be an intense workout every day, but get outside and experience the sun. It's amazing. Your body will love it. Obviously wear sun cream and drink loads of water. See you soon.